It's that time of the year again. OnePlus is gearing up for another launch, just 5 months on from the 8T, but here we go. Let's dive into some OnePlus 9 series rumours. Thanks for watching 95 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. The OnePlus 8 Pro and subsequent OnePlus Nord have been defining moments for the firm that has for years cultivated a plucky underdog moniker. Prices have risen dramatically, with devices now available at the low end and the high end of the price spectrum. OnePlus's ties with Oppo and fellow BBK-owned firms are now more obvious than at any other stage too. 2021 looks like it might be a big year for OnePlus, having shed co-founder Carl Pei. It's going to be an interesting transition for the firm known for releasing so-called flagship killers. So let's talk models. This time around, there is a supposed budget device joining the crop of OnePlus mainline devices. There will supposedly be a OnePlus 9R, OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro, all with distinct price points in mind. It's not clear just where the 9R will fit though in the growing list of affordable OnePlus devices launched since the Nord first hit shelves in mid-2020. Naturally, the OnePlus 9 Pro will be the flagship in the early 2021 lineup, with all of the top tier specifications and added extras, while the OnePlus 9 will likely provide some notable hardware improvements over the OnePlus 8T, which was released in late 2020. OnePlus hasn't been shy of remixing or changing up their design and fusing ideas from previous efforts. We know that there will be at least 3 models this time around, but the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro look to be on the receiving end of a refresh. The OnePlus 8T introduced an upper left domino style rear camera setup. For early 2021, OnePlus looks to be using this method, but with a hint of a large ocular lens that Apple added on the iPhone 11 series. Obviously, there are a few tweaks, and based upon leaks, the rumoured camera setups will merge the domino and porthole style designs together in one unit. At the front, rumours also suggest that the OnePlus 9 Pro will simply follow the design path set by the OnePlus 8 Pro released in mid-2020. The standard OnePlus 9 is likely to straddle the OnePlus 8T and the OnePlus 9 Pro in terms of hardware design, look and feel, whereas there is very little known about the OnePlus 9R. It's not even clear if this device will launch alongside the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, and if it will be available in multiple regions. With that said though, expect display punch holes. The era of the pop-up camera was fairly short-lived, but likely a necessary step towards the full-blown under-display selfie camera. We're not entirely sure just what the placement will be, but we'd wager a typical upper left position will be used again this time around. Expect the entire OnePlus 9 series to launch with Oxygen OS 11, which itself is based upon Android 11. We know exactly what to expect from the software, and that is quite the UI overhaul. If you were unaware, Oxygen OS 11 has received a major lick of paint that you'll either love or hate. Samsung's One UI has been a major influence, but all of your favourite software features have been retained, including Zen Mode, Game Space, plus tons more too in-depth to fully list out. Hardware features might be an anomaly, at least until OnePlus starts ramping up the pre-launch teasers, although we would imagine that the OnePlus 9 Pro will come with all of the bells and whistles, including an IP68 water and dust resistance rating, wireless charging, and maybe a few other little intricacies that are not found elsewhere. That's not to say that some of these options will be completely missing from the standard OnePlus 9, given that the firm has held off adding wireless charging to mainline OnePlus series devices for so long. Surely 2021 is the time to add it to the OnePlus 9. Rumours do suggest that the OnePlus 9 will finally add Qi charging support, but it's highly likely that we'll be at a lower speed than the Pro model for differentiation purposes. More features are likely to be added to the camera systems on all of the OnePlus 9 series, although it's a fairly safe bet to assume that some tweaks will come to Oxygen OS 11, specifically tailored for the new device cohort. As is often the case, the OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro are flagship phones and so will come with the highest end internals possible. Both phones are expected to opt for at least the latest Snapdragon 888 chipset and will throw in a little extra high-end hardware. As you'd expect, the OnePlus 9 Pro model will be the marquee device and likely packing in a QHD Plus display with a 120Hz refresh rate, plenty of RAM, and even Hasselblad branded cameras. Unlike last year with the modest OnePlus 8 upgrade over the OnePlus 7T, the OnePlus 9 is rumoured to come with a 120Hz refresh rate display, although capped at Full HD+, much like the OnePlus 8T. 65-watt charging, wired charging will be available, and it may even come, as we mentioned, with wireless charging this time around. An official IP water and dust resistance rating has been a thorn in the side of OnePlus hardware for some time. At least globally, only the OnePlus 8 Pro has come with the enhanced device protection. However, rumours suggest again that it will only be the OnePlus 8 Pro coming with an IP68 rating this time around. It is disappointing, but we could have another situation such as with the T-Mobile OnePlus 8T Plus, which does include an IP68 rating for US buyers. At this stage though, it's simply not clear. As for the OnePlus 9R's specifications, well, they're modest to say the least, with a recent leak suggesting a 6.5-inch Full HD plus 90Hz display, Qualcomm Snapdragon 690 chipset, 8GB of RAM and a 128GB of internal storage option, while the battery is tipped to max out of 5000 mAh. Those specifications alone point towards this handset being focused well within the entry-level market. OnePlus fans have clamoured for a solid camera setup on a OnePlus device for so long that it almost feels like a pipe dream at this stage. That's not to say previous efforts have been bad. The OnePlus 8 Pro camera setup is very capable, but it isn't quite up to flagship standards, at least with regard to post-processing. Rumours suggested a big camera shakeup with the OnePlus 9 series, and recent leaks will give longtime fans some real hope. A proposed partnership between Hasselblad and OnePlus looks to bring code-developed lenses to the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro. This doesn't immediately mean the camera results will take a step up, but if the partnership pans out like the Huawei Leica team-up, we might see some massive improvements. Whether they simply end up providing the glass is a valid concern. However, we'd expect some interesting software-related extras that maybe have some trademark Hasselblad looks, or something similar to the Zeiss bokeh effects found on Nokia devices. It's anyone's guess at this stage, but it will be an interesting partnership to say the least. A recent OnePlus camera build even hinted at a few upcoming features, including a tilt-shift mode. Tilt-shift photography is basically an effect that changes the entire plane of focus of an image with results that resemble miniatures and models. It's a really unique option that, at least as far as we can tell, has never been possible on a smartphone before. The effect can be added with software, but there could be some neat hardware effects helping achieve it on the OnePlus 9 series. Other rumoured inclusions as part of the OnePlus 9 camera setup unearthed by a recent OnePlus camera teardown include Starburst, Hyperlapse, and a now teased Moon mode. The Starburst option looks like it will turn light sources into a star shape. That might make it a cool option for light sources blurred by bokeh. Further, there's also a mention of focus peaking filters for the shooting mode, which would highlight what's in focus. There's also a useful feature for more artistic shots, while the Moon mode looks like it may assist in taking better shots of the night sky, and a Hyperlapse mode is a new version of time-lapse specifically designed for clips with more movement. That entry-level OnePlus 9R is set to come with a 64MP main camera sensor at the rear, with an 8MP wide-angle lens also likely joining. It's not clear though at this stage what else might be packed in, but expect something akin to a macro lens to join what is a fairly modest camera setup. In recent years, OnePlus has produced some of the best colours on any smartphones out there. The CMF or colour material finish ethos may be overblown, but it's hard to deny that there is a real attention to detail in the colour schemes of OnePlus devices. This time around, OnePlus is set to up the ante yet again, with even more colour options for the OnePlus 9 series than ever before. The developers of the fantastic Oxygen Updater recently found evidence in a supposed engineering mode APK of the colour lineup for the OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro. If this information is indeed accurate, we will see some colour options only available in global markets, while T-Mobile and Verizon will offer a limited selection in the US. The OnePlus 9 will supposedly be available in Astro Black, Arctic Sky and Winter Mist. There's also evidence of a Verizon exclusive Gloss Black and Gloss Gradient Purple models, while the OnePlus 9 Pro will be available in Stellar Black, Forest Green and Morning Mist. The actual launch date, at least at this stage, is not yet concrete, but a teaser has been dropped with March 8th being the rumoured date in which we'll learn more about the OnePlus 9 series. There are plenty of theories on the actual shipping date for devices, with some pointing towards mid to late March, which would be far earlier than in recent years. Recent evidence also points to full global availability this time around, with the US getting two distinct variants from T-Mobile and Verizon. These devices will likely have some different 5G and LTE band support for US-based buyers, while the rest of the world gets generic GSM frequency band support. Whatever the actual release date, expect to be able to order a device hopefully by the end of March. Let's make some pretty safe assumptions about the OnePlus 9 series pricing though. The OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 7 series help give us a fairly solid ballpark about how this upcoming duo will be priced. We expect the OnePlus 9 to be in the $599 to $699 range, while the OnePlus 9 Pro will likely push towards that $999 or $1,000 barrier as the out-and-out flagship of this generation. As for the proposed OnePlus 9R, this is likely an affordable option destined only for specific regions. We'd imagine it will come in under $299 below the OnePlus Nord series. This is of course one specific area of the OnePlus lineup that is becoming very crowded, with multiple devices competing against each other and releases all pretty stacked. With that said though, we want to open up the floor to you. What beyond the leaks, and even including the leaks, would you like to see come launch day? We're now on countdown to the as yet unknown release date to get to see the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro in the flesh for the first time. Be sure to let us know in the comment section below what you are hoping for or not hoping for to see from this hardware duo, or trio as it were. What were the OnePlus 9 series rumours are you excited or disappointed by? And be sure to keep it civil. But until next time, this is Damien with 95 Googles saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.